In the summer when he was 18, Cheng Shi received a call from his white moonlight, asking him to go and confess his love. Holding a bouquet of roses, he arrived at the scene, only to find out that it was just a prank from a game of truth or dare. Cheng Shi felt that his youth was shattered on that very day. In the winter when he was 36, an accident took Cheng Shi's life. Looking back on the 7 years he had wasted on his white moonlight, he still couldn't let it go. However, he was reincarnated and went back to that summer when he was 18. In this lifetime, he decided not to be a bootlicker anymore. He regained himself and then encountered a precious girl who was worth cherishing for a lifetime. But just when their relationship was getting better and better, the white moonlight came chasing after him again. Xiao Cheng, why are you ignoring me? Chapter 4, the next one will be nicer. In the past, Cheng Yi was definitely a dutiful lapdog. From the second year to the third year of high school, he only had eyes for Xiaoning. He had no impression of Yu Keiwei at all. This was also related to Yu Keiwei's rare social interactions. She was cold and aloof, with a strong temperament. It was said that among the students in Cheng Yi's grade, that is, the boys in the same grade as her, none of them had ever said a word to her until now. However, Cheng Yi had seen the name Yu Keiwei. She was the school belle and top student in the UNPI experimental class, a cold and reserved sight in the school. She was the white moonlight, the cinnabar mole, and even more, the first love memory in the hearts of countless boys. In his memory, Yu Keiwei should be the top scorer in the college entrance examination of Lingsheng City this year. She achieved an astonishing 8th place in the whole province and was pre-admitted by Tsinghua University. However, she didn't go and chose to go abroad instead. I didn't pretend to be mute on purpose. I just don't like talking. You won't be angry, right? Yu Keiwei continued. There was obvious uneasiness in her eyes. Cheng Yi wasn't angry, but he chose to pretend to be angry. Haha, you've deceived me for so long. How could I not be angry? Yu Keiwei, you have to compensate me. Actually, he just wanted to tease this school belle and top student. Unexpectedly, Yu Keiwei's delicate little face immediately fell. She said timidly, then what should I do? I have no experience in dealing with friends. I'm afraid I'll say something wrong and make you unhappy. Well, I'm just kidding. It's just such a small thing. How could I be angry? Really? Really? Wu. Yu Keiwei finally breathed a sigh of relief. Cheng Yi was puzzled, so, you don't even have a single friend? Yu Keiwei nodded, Mom and Dad don't allow me to talk to girls. As for boys, I don't know why either. They don't seem to like me very much. Cheng Yi understood too. With Yu Keiwei's appearance and temperament, even for someone like Cheng Yi who had experienced a lot, he would still find her stunning. One can imagine her superior family background. It's like a phoenix flying out of a chicken coop. She would definitely be envied and excluded. Plus, she was cold and aloof, and it was easy for people to misunderstand her as being arrogant. With all these factors combined, it would be strange if she could make friends. It doesn't matter. From now on, I'll be your friend, a very good one. Really? There was obvious joy in Yu Keiwei's clear pupils. It was really great. She also had a friend now. This friend was also super powerful and could say many things. The next morning, the 18-year-old Cheng Yi, with the soul of a 36-year-old, returned to school. With great difficulty, relying on fragmented memories, he found the classroom of Class 6, Senior Grade 3. Just as he was thinking about where to sit, he saw a familiar face and couldn't help but wave. Well, it was Huang Wei. Huang Wei, nicknamed Big Huang, was his desk mate from the second year to the third year of high school. As soon as Cheng Yi walked over, this guy impatiently asked, Little Cheng, I heard that on the day of the holiday, you held a big bouquet of roses and confessed your love to Xia, the class flower. How did it go? How did it go? As soon as these words came out, the classmates in the class, 7 or 8 of them, all pricked up their ears. Gossip, who doesn't like it? A few of them had a mischievous look on their faces, obviously knowing about the confession incident at the KTV that night. Xiaoning, sitting not far away, also saw Cheng Yi. There was a look of grievance in her pupils, but more of it was the innate arrogance. If it were the former Cheng Yi, he would definitely be embarrassed and even want to die on the spot. This was the youth that was stupidly clear, regarding dignity and face as more important than anything else. Fortunately, the current Cheng Yi had a sufficiently mature mindset and had walked through the muddy path of his youth. Big Huang, you want to know? Huang Wei kept nodding. Actually, what happened that night can basically be summed up in 2 sentences. Cheng Yi looked at Huang Wei and dragged out his tone. One is it's none of my business, and the other is it's none of your business. Huang Wei. Although little Cheng was usually annoying, he was really asking for a beating today. He originally thought that Cheng Yi had already been talked about by those gossipy girls in the class about the confession incident at the KTV that night and was prepared to comfort Cheng Yi a few words. However, looking at little Cheng's current mental state, he clearly didn't need it at all. A leopard can't change its spots. He'll definitely come back. Throughout the entire May 1st long holiday, Xiaoning firmly remembered this sentence and eagerly waited for Cheng Yi to come and apologize to her. She didn't wait on the first day, and Xia, the class flower, couldn't bear it. On the second day, the third day, the sixth day. Until the end of the long holiday, Cheng Yi neither talked to her nor sent her a text message. He didn't even leave a single QQ message. Xiaoning finally became a bit panicked. Could it be that Cheng Yi really didn't want to talk to her anymore? From the second year to the third year of high school, she had become used to Cheng Yi revolving around her. Cheng Yi didn't pay any attention to her for a full 7 days, and the resulting gap was too big for Xiaoning to accept. From morning to afternoon, from evening self-study to after school, Xiaoning was a bit absent-minded and would secretly glance at Cheng Yi from time to time. She found that he was either concentrating on doing exercises or chatting and joking with Wang Wei. One thing was certain, Cheng Yi didn't look at her even once throughout the day, as if she didn't exist. Xiaoning felt even more empty in her heart. There was a brief impulse to take the initiative to find Cheng Yi and talk to him. She just held back. Her innate arrogance would never allow her to do so. Cheng Yi couldn't read minds, so naturally, he didn't know that Xia, the class flower, had so many psychological dramas. If he knew, he would definitely say a word to her. Proud little princess, lower your head, and your crown will fall, don't cry, or brother Cheng will laugh. After the evening self-study ended, Cheng Yi and Wang Wei walked home together. After walking for a while, Wang Wei couldn't hold back anymore. Little Cheng, are you really ignoring Xia, the class flower? You didn't say a word to her all day. Big Huang, I finally got rid of this bad relationship. Don't you think you should be happy? If you really think so, I'm definitely happy, Wang Wei sighed. I'm just afraid that you're just being stubborn. You're actually feeling extremely uncomfortable in your heart but still have to force yourself not to show it. You'll go home and secretly cry in your quilt. You're such a mighty big man. You would also cry for such a trifle. Cheng Yi burst out laughing. He laughed for a while but couldn't laugh anymore. In the past, he was exactly that kind of person. After the confession incident at the KTV, he was really angry and didn't talk to Xiaoning for more than 10 days. He also cried a lot in his quilt. Later, well, as long as Xiaoning was a bit nicer to him, he would eagerly go over to her and continue his lapdog career. Not long after walking out of the school gate, Wang Wei suddenly patted Cheng Yi and pointed not far away. At the bus stop sign, Xiaoning and her best friend Lu Wingwen were standing side by side. There was an obvious difference between them. Lu Wingwen was also considered a beautiful girl, but standing next to Xiaoning, she could only make Xiaoning look like a maid. The dim yellow light of the street lamp shone on Xiaoning, coating her delicate facial features with a layer of retro filter. She was extremely charming, and this was the best interpretation of her. Cheng Yi had never denied Xiaoning's appearance. Although she couldn't compare to UK Wei, she just happened to be exactly the type that he liked. Otherwise, in this life, he wouldn't have been so infatuated by her. Xiaoning also saw Cheng Yi. She snorted, raised her pointed chin, with a look of grievance and arrogance on her face, as if she was expecting something. Wang Wei said, Little Cheng, Xia, the class flower, looks so pitiful and aggrieved. Obviously, she's waiting for you to go and talk to her. Don't be so reserved. Cheng Yi seemed to have not heard it. He didn't even glance at her. When he looked at Xiaoning, he walked past her calmly. He wasn't deliberately trying to show off, nor did he want to prove anything. Today you ignore me, but tomorrow I'll be out of your reach. This kind of loser mentality would never appear in him. There was full of astonishment and grievance in Xiaoning's beautiful pupils. How could he do this? How dare he do this? He didn't even greet her and even treated her like air. Cheng Yi, I don't want to talk to you anymore in the future. She was extremely aggrieved and shouted at Cheng Yi. After stamping her foot, she turned around and got on the bus. Wang Wei was helpless. Little Cheng, it's all over. You have no chance at all now. Cheng Yi shrugged. If there's no chance, then there's no chance. Maybe the next one will be nicer. Nonsense, Wang Wei rolled his eyes. Throughout the whole school, the only one whose appearance can surpass Xia, the class flower, is probably the one in the legend. Just as Big Huang was muttering, a Rolls-Royce Phantom stopped beside them. The car window rolled down, revealing an extremely beautiful oval face, as cold and clear as jade. Wang Wei was dumbfounded. Wasn't this the scene in the legend? The school belle and top student, aside in the school, you the beauty. UK Wei said crisply, Cheng Yi, get in the car. I'll take you home. Big Huang, do you believe it now when I said the next one will be nicer? Cheng Yi decisively showed off in front of Wang Wei. Then he said to UK Wei, no need. My home is just 100 meters ahead. Oh. UK Wei pouted. After being silent for a few seconds, she said again, tomorrow at noon, Can we go to the cafeteria together? In her understanding, good friends always eat together. Sure. Then, see you tomorrow. Getting Cheng Yi's affirmative answer, UK Wei obviously became very happy. She waved her hand and said goodbye to Cheng Yi. The car window closed, and the Rolls-Royce slowly drove away. UK Wei, she seems to be very rich. Cheng Yi knew what a Rolls-Royce Phantom meant in 2009. This kind of family background was not something that a county-level city like Lingsheng could afford. Wang Wei finally came back to his senses at this time. Little Cheng, was that UK Wei who just talked to you? Probably, yes. She wanted to take you home and also invited you to have dinner together tomorrow. Probably, yes. Am I dreaming? If I pinch you, you'll know. Ah, it hurts. Too bad, Big Huang. You're not dreaming. Little Cheng, shouldn't you explain this to me? You asked this question. You clearly lack self-awareness. What kind of temper do I, Cheng Xiaoyi, have? Do I need to explain to you? For more exciting content, please listen to the next episode.